Welcome to another Strag Tales. This was brought to you by way of Black Phoenix, and shout out to him for sending me his story coming out of Philadelphia, where you have this woman by the name of Tianna Park. They say she's 24, but I swear to God, she looks way older than 24. And in the picture, you see next to her is a little boy by the name of King Hill, and she was his babysitter and has now been charged with his death. So, but it says that the boy was missing. So apparently to me, it sounds like she killed the boy and hid the body. But let me go ahead and get into it. The babysitter of a missing 2-year-old Philadelphia boy has been charged with murder. Tianna Park, age 24 of Philadelphia, was arrested early Monday on charges including murder, child endangerment, and abuse of a corpse in the death of King Hill, who was last seen earlier this month in the city's Strawberry Mansion section. The boy's body has not been found, but Philadelphia police and FBI investigators have cell phone and video evidence indicating he is dead. The death of King Hill is an unbearable tragedy that is compounded by Tianna Park's actions, Krasner said in a statement. This precious baby's family and community deserve to know how he died. They deserve the opportunity to bury and mourn him with dignity. Police have said King was last seen on July 7th. He was reported missing a day later, the Philadelphia Inquirer reports. Police and FBI officials, along with investigators from the district attorney's office, declined to specify what they say links Parks to the boy's death, except to say that virtually everything she told detective was refuted by evidence. We don't right now have a mechanism of King Hill's death. We don't know the date of his death. Anthony Valchi, homicide chief for the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office, told reporters Monday. But we know based on the evidence that we have that he was in fact killed by Ms. Parks. Police said King's stepfather filed a missing persons report roughly 2 weeks after dropping the boy off with Parks, who regularly watched the boy. Homicide Captain Jason Smith said King's stepfather told police he spoke with Parks about the boy's whereabouts, saying she told him she dropped the tot off at the home of his mother, Amber Hill, on July 7th. But the last confirmed sighting of the boy was actually July 4th or 5th. Parks, who was arraigned Monday, was ordered held without bail. An attorney was not listed for her in court documents, the newspaper reports. Amber Hill, meanwhile, told the Inquirer Monday that her son was full of life and looked after his 7-year-old sister despite the age difference. I'm not going to get closure, she told the paper. In an online fundraiser aimed to raise money for the boy's funeral, Hill said her son was left in the care of a person whom she trusted, while adding that she learned the news no mother could stand to hear. My son is dead, the website reads. They have proof. They are not sure that his body will be fully recovered due to the circumstances surrounding the events that led to his death. I just want to be able to provide a service fit for a king, while keeping faith that his body can still be recovered. You want to know what's so sad about these last couple of strike tales, with the exception of those 3 that got into the fight at the airport? Every last one of them dealt with them murdering a child. I did one where this woman had murdered her own child, the one that was in Silver Spring, Maryland, who murdered her child and put the child in a pillowcase, and then after starving them for almost a month and putting them in a dumpster. The other one dealt with this woman who killed her goddaughter. And the other one, even though she's, the one I recently did, the Robin Howington one, who killed her daughter and tried to push the blame on all these other people. And now you have this woman who killed a child that wasn't even her own. And we don't know where the body just happens to be. Let me tell you something right now. You know how they always said that there's always a motherly thing where mothers are always more nurturing with their children, or a woman is just naturally nurturing? You couldn't tell by the last couple of stories I've done involving women and these kids, in the murder of these children. And all these kids that they murdering are all under the age of 10. That's crazy. But it's getting to the point where now you can't even trust people to even watch your kids nowadays, because they be doing some of the most heinous things to other people. I think what makes this even more worse is the fact that she did this to someone else's child. It's bad enough you do it to your own, but she did this to someone else's child. That's what makes this one stick out more differently than the other ones, with the exception of the one in Texas with the goddaughter, because that wasn't her child either. I hope they do completely away with this chick. I hope they do find the boy, because this reminds me of the one where the woman put the child in the pillowcase and put the girl in the dumpster. This reminds me of that story. Yeah, but they said she killed this boy and now the body is missing. And the reason why she's the prime suspect is because she was the last person to have the child in her possession, in her care. Supposedly in her care. Now, mind you, this article was written up on July 21st, so it was written up very recently for a child that was considered missing 2 weeks ago. But I do hope that they are able and capable of finding this child. As for her, just throw her in jail right now. Just go ahead and do it right now. I mean, you might as well. This child was her responsibility, and she failed miserably on that. I can't even imagine what the moments were like leading up to this boy's death. Like, because I'm willing to bet she could have tortured him before she actually killed him, because the body is missing. They can't pinpoint how the boy died because they need the body to determine that. So we don't know if he was shot to death, stabbed, strangled, anything. They don't know. They just know that the boy is dead. But my condolences go out to the family of this boy. But just let this be a lesson. It's getting, like I said, getting to the point now where you have to be very cautious of who you leave your kids around, or who you want to have watch your children. Well, with considering everything that's going on right now in this world, it probably shouldn't be that hard for a lot of people to watch their own children. I mean, I know people want to go out and do things that children can't be involved with, and you want to put them off on somebody else. But you have to be very, 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 very careful of who you allow to watch your children. Because in this climate right now, anyone can be guilty of doing anything to your child.